All right, so here we are, and I have my box of Expressionist oil pastels. I've got a variety of colors, and let's work with something that's really light. So like orange is a light color. I'm gonna put him off to the side. Black is a very dark value. Let's put it off to the side. So I'm gonna work with those two colors. Now, depending on what the colors look like, there's a little bit of other colors that have been infected, I guess, on this color. And one of the things that you need to always have handy when you're working with oil pastels are paper towels, okay? So I took 2 paper towels from the sink area, and I'm going to just kind of wipe off some of the outer edge of color that's on this orange, because I don't want it to infect what I'm about to put down. I don't want oranges and blues and lavenders to be mixed in right now with my orange color, right? This is really important when you're working with like whites. Look how yellow and dirty this white is. So I would have to kind of clean it off on the paper towel before I use the white. So paper towel, super important for cleaning off your stick, especially on the ends where you're gonna use it, all right? The first thing that we're gonna work with is the square that you've drawn that's 1 inch by 5 inches per the information. And yes, we've got several boxes we're gonna fill in, but we're gonna start with Sgraffito, which basically means that you are cutting or scraping into a surface. So we're gonna lay down this orange color first, and I kind of go around the borders a little bit before I go and fill in the insides. That's just me. So I'm gonna come up here, go around there, and then I'm gonna give a nice even pressure all the way across. So for Sgraffito to work, the color underneath needs to be rather solid. So I'm going to cover the best I can here, going along my edges. I'm pretty much coloring the same direction, but I'm kind of filling in my edges a little bit by going the opposite direction. So up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I'm gonna fill in wherever I need to here. Now, I'm gonna come back with a little bit of a blending stump. All right, so you can clean off your blending stump, and I'm going to smooth out so that I have good coverage and there's not a lot of white dots or white leftover areas that show that the paper wasn't covered. So I'm just gonna smooth this all out. All right, so I pretty much have that nice and good coverage, right? All right, this can be wiped off on a paper towel, and or once you get some of the main gunk off, you can come back with your sandpaper, right, to kind of clean off the tip of this when you need to. Now I'm gonna come back over with the black. We're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna come around the edges. I wanna get total coverage over the top of this orange color with my black value. So I'm gonna do the border. Same process as last time. Really get as much coverage, evenness as I can over the top of it. You're gonna get every once in a while when doing this, I call them oil boogers. They will build up when you put one color richly over the other. So this is why you kind of have a paper towel handy, right? Those can get picked up along the way. If you make some on the edge, you can wipe yours off. See how it came off on my paper towel? So you can wipe those off, because you don't want those colors to land in other places and discolor something that you've just finished. So I'm going to run across this direction and make sure I've got really good coverage going this way. And again, I'm gonna pull some of these little guys off. All right, so now comes the scraping part. For this, you're gonna work with our what's called a scratch tool. We are gonna be working with with a scratch project later, and these are the handles and the scratch knives that we're going to be working with. This one has a curve, okay? That's the top of the tool. This part that scoops concave is the back side of it. It has a sharpened edge to it, and it allows us to draw and write and scratch. So you can make a pattern by scraping away the black off the top surface, and you can see it gathering here inside of my tool. So again, I kind of drop it on the paper towel and create some line and dot patterns through here. You can repeat, you can divide things in half. So anything that you want to write as far as a shape or a line, and again, knock off any of the excess stuff, I can go here and go, okay, I want to scrape out circles. I want to scrape out circles. Right? So get the feel of what this can do. This can add a lot of texture. Sometimes you'll see people use this when something is meant to be rough and light colored. They will put down the dark over the top of the light color, and then they'll come back and give a lot of these textures. Because again, you could be very wispy with your lines and give the feeling that something has a rough surface, or even like feathers. So sgraffito means to carve, to scrape away. So that is phase one.